You can use the Submit Quiz Wizard to enter a fairly simple quiz quite quickly. Pick your focus, enter your question, provide up to 3 choices, and off you go. Many of the best quizzes on the DevGym, however, are code heavy. In other words, we create database objects like procedures and tables, and the choices themselves are code that you have to evaluate to determine if the choice is correct or not. To support those kinds of quizzes, we offer a very elaborate quiz editor. I'm going to show you briefly what the quiz editor offers, and then I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of all these bells and whistles using the quiz from template option. Here's the quiz editor for a quiz that I wrote for the beginning of 2018. Now, if we take a look at the question, you can see the following text. I execute these statements, pound, pound, setup. And then I have pound, pound, test. And you can see below the generated question includes code. In addition, my choices each consist of code. Now, when you see these tags like pound, pound, setup, that's a code section. So what I'm doing is taking advantage of normalization of my content, just like I normalize data in the database. I want to avoid repetition of content. So I put my creation of database objects and setup in my setup tag. I can clean up as well. I've got my test code. This is the code I want to run for each of my choices. And then I reference those tags in the appropriate places in my quiz, such as the question. My choices have the code in them, and then here's the big deal. We generate verification code from all those pieces of code that users can run themselves to verify the behavior of the functionality and whether or not a choice is correct or incorrect. So we'll do all this for you as opposed to copying and pasting code and so on and so forth. This is a lot of complexity to get your head around. So to help you start to take advantage of everything we've built into the quiz construction process for code-centric quizzes, we offer the Quiz from Template option. With Quiz from Template, you pick your focus once again, and then I can select the template of interest. Now, of course, there's not a lot of information here. What is this? Choices are blocks, choices are queries, choices substituted in question code. Pick a template, and then we'll show you the kind of quiz that you can create using this template. For example, choices substitute in question code. This is the situation where each of your choices is just a part of the code that you're presenting in the question itself. So which of the choices provide a replacement for pound, pound, replace? And in my basic code, my starting point, I have that tag. And then we will automatically, in our generated verification code, take each of the choice code, and substitute it into the block of code here to generate out verification code that users can run and learn from. So this is a fairly complex template. Rather than you have to learn all the moving parts, you can simply say, great, I want to use this one. I've got a situation where each of my choices is just a part of a bigger whole. Most of the code doesn't change, so I don't want to have it repeated in each quiz, in each choice. So let's say create quiz. That's the one I want. Here's my starting point of my question. I execute the following statements. There's my setup code. There's my replacement, the results, if I want to show the results and put those in the code section as well. Now you can take this as a starting point. You must take it as a starting point. You can then go into the code sections and replace our code or the stubs that we've provided with your own code, both in the setup, in the cleanup, and the replace choice, of course. And you have to make sure that the pound, pound, replace shows up and your replace choice is code. But you've gotten a nice big head start on utilizing this architecture for our quiz construction. So that's the basic idea. Let's go back to the Submit Quiz Wizard. So here's our recommendation. If you're not just doing a one-off quiz, but you're planning on writing a fair number of quizzes for the DevGym and you want to take full advantage of the features we offer for code-heavy quizzes, go to Submit a Quiz, click on Quiz from Template, and spend some time looking at the different templates that are available. This list is sure to grow. Get a feel for the different kinds of quizzes that we think are commonly coming up, and see which ones you can take advantage of. And then the next time you've written your quiz and you've gotten all the pieces in place, choose a template and get a great big head start on constructing your next quiz for players to enjoy at the DevGym.